So who braided your hair? Did you do that yourself?
I didn't do it myself. I wish I had that talent. No, somebody in the pod, in the dorm.
All right. I don't have that talent either.
The CPS was through Zoom and everything. I paid for a paternity test. I'm 99.9997 the father, trying to get custody of the
But
baby.
you're not concerned about that 0.1%.
Not at all. The
Okay.
baby looks just like my other two daughters.
Okay. I'm not going to follow this agreement. I'm going to revoke you. He was previously here on January 23rd, 2024 for the same violation. All right. So how much do you have in your savings?
I will not answer that.
I'm sorry?
I will not answer that.
Okay. All right. And you're to remain there until you're transferred.
I'm not expecting, but I'm hoping that my son gets to be somebody.
I'm really sorry if that happened to one of your letters.
Don't make it worse by lying to me right now, Mr. McCullough. You wrote clear things on that mailing.
Did you understand the assault family's second offense is a third-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams is a second-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments and each cause number, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we're asking the court to follow the plea bargain agreement, and he is very motivated and willing, and we discussed this, in fact, to comply with all conditions of probation, whatever the court deems appropriate.
All right, in each cause number, the court is going to sentence you to a $500 fine. That would be probated. 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. Do you have any children?
Yes.
What are their ages?
25, 16, and 11.
Your Honor, the 11-year-old is in the custody of his mother.
All right, 150 hours community service restitution. He's to complete parenting classes. Once he's completed parenting classes, then the 150 hours will be deemed satisfied. All right, probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dunfeld, is there anything you need from the court to be successful?
No, we had a question, Your Honor. The TAP eval you want done before he's released on probation. Is that what I
Yes.
understood?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea how long that might take?
How long will that take probation? Probably want to go around. Don't
I
you,
do.
sir? I don't know why people do that. Okay.
I don't need,
All right.
I don't know what. my-
Because there are plea bargain agreements in each of these cause numbers, because I follow your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question about what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Also, because this is the affirmative finding of family violence, you're also not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, from here on out, everything that you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that can result in me going to prison for potentially 8 years? Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're going to have to change your ways. And I'm sure your mom wanted to be a grandmother and not a mother to your child, but now she has to be because you're not doing what you need to do.
Absolutely.
All right, we can go off the record. Are we off the record? All right, thank you. So who braided your hair? Did you do that yourself?
I didn't do it myself. I wish I had that talent. No, somebody in the pod, in the dorm.
All right, I don't have that talent either.
He's a very talented guy. He's also the preacher in the pod. He's very talented. Good guy.
All right, he's the preacher in the pod, plus he does hair. Well, I hope you all
Absolutely.
are listening to his Bible verses.
We are, yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And are you Mr. Neuenfeld?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Kevin Neuenfeld who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 1478 for the offense of assault family second offense on July 20th, 2023 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am. Here, Your Honor.
And are you the same Kevin Neuenfeld, who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 5264 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on July 20th, 2023 for a term of 10 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, State, are you proceeding on the same allegation in each motion?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Defense, any objection to the state reading the allegation once and your client pleading in both cause numbers?
No, you're.
All right, State.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Kevin Newton, is it Neunenfeld? Neunenfeld did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of October and November 2023 in violation condition number 4.
How do you plead to that in each of the motions, true or not true?
True, Your Honor.
We'll waive the remaining violated conditions. Your Honor.
Any objections? All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4 in 2023 CR 1478? Court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 8 years in prison and up to a $500 fine?
True, Your Honor.
Now, do you understand
Yes,
that?
ma'am, sorry.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4 in that cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 in that cause number true. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4 in 2023 CR 5264? The court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 8 years in prison and up to a $500 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true in that cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then that cause number, the court will find violation of condition number 4 true as well. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And that is to deny the motion to revoke, continue him on his probation with weekly reporting for 60 days. Also intensive outpatient, also a UA hotline till further notice. And I believe it's 90 days of UA, I'm sorry.
Sober
NA.
days? Yes.
Vashon said it. And then I
90.
believe he does have verification that he did the BIP.
All right. So he has verification of that?
Yes, Your Honor, and I just emailed it to the state. I can provide the court a copy of that.
All right, probation,
Yes, Your Honor.
what is your recommendation? All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kevin Newenfeld.
All right, explain to me why you're not reporting.
Well, I had a baby born with a very young lady that abandoned the baby pretty much right after having the baby. I was trying to deal with the CPS case, the stress of that. I'm trying to get custody, doing the CPS was through Zoom and everything. I paid for a paternity test. I'm 99.9997 the father, trying to get custody of the
But
baby.
you're not concerned about that 0.1%.
Not at all. The
Okay,
baby looks just like my other two daughters.
okay.
So I'm trying to deal with that and trying to. I'm trying to keep her around, but I just can't. She's too much trouble. She's a liability to all my freedom and all that. So the baby mom, not the daughter. The daughter, I love her.
Child's mom.
Thank you for saying that. I don't know why people say baby's mom.
Daughter's child.
Yeah.
Child's mother. Sorry.
All right.
Yes, yeah.
And how old is she? The child's mother.
24,
And how old are you?
43.
All right. Well, that's on you for doing that.
Touche.
Oh, you're throwing French down to me. All right. Then what the court will do, in each motion, the court will deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions. There's to be CPS compliance. And each cause number. What is the name of the mother of your child?
Savannah Cuellar?
Savannah Cuellar.
Yes.
There's to be no contact with Savannah Cuellar. And the reason why I do that is because if you're saying she's not a good person to be in your life, then this is me helping you with your probation. So if she wants to have contact with you, you can say, the mean judge in the 187 said you can't have contact. There is to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Probation, do we need an updated TAP or no?
No, sir.
All right, there's to be intensive outpatient treatment and the UA hotline. Probation, with regards to the weekly reporting, I think he's gonna have a lot on his plate with CPS. So I think adding, you need to unfold your arms. They say when you fold your arms, you're closed off to what people are trying to give you.
I want to be receptive.
All right, so probation with regards to weekly reporting, I think that may be too much. All right, so are you all fine with not doing weekly reporting?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, and probation, are you fine with that? All right, if you miss reporting, what's going to end up happening is you're going to come back here. Motion's going to be issued. And you're looking at 8 years in prison. And guess what? If you go to prison for 8 years, one, because it's a newborn baby. I've done CPS cases. Everybody always wants a newborn because they figure a parent has not had a chance to impact them negatively. And they will be happy to take your newborn, and then you'll go to prison. Either you'll do a Cape Fear, tattoo your knuckles or not. And then when you get out, your child won't know you. You understand? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. Hey, did you ever watch the series Shameless
No, I haven't.
with Carl?
No.
Okay, you need to watch that,
Okay, I will.
but don't pick up any bad habits from that series.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, if you ever need anything and you feel like probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to court. Yes, Bashan?
I think direction on whether or not they're gonna give them credit for the VIP course that for being placed on probation.
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. And Bashan, wait a minute, before he goes, yes, you're supposed to be doing he's supposed to be doing parenting classes anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
But yes, he'll get credit for the BIPP course.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
He's downstairs.
Yep, that's it. Oh, my Cowboys fan is here. We were just discussing them. There's the Pittsburgh Steelers person you've been sitting next to. See how people can get along if they don't know who their teams are, I guess. All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 1478 and 2023 CR 5264. State of Texas versus Kevin Michael Neuenfeld. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar, State of Texas.
Defense?
Milton Butler representing Kevin Neuenfeld.
And are you Mr. Neuenfeld?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each of the cause numbers, did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and the cause number ended in 1478. Are you the same Kevin Neuenfeld who was placed on community supervision for the offense of assault family second offense on July 20th, 2023 for a term of 10 years?
Yes, ma'am.
And in the cause number ending in 5264, are you the same Kevin Neuenfeld who was placed on community supervision for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on July 20th, 2023 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, state, in each of the motions, are you proceeding on the same allegation?
Yes.
Any objection to the state reading the allegation once and having your defendant plead true or not true to in each of the cause numbers?
No objection.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas, defendant Kevin Neuenfeld, then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of March and April 2024 in violation of condition number.
How do you plead to that in each of the motions? True or not true?
True, Your Honor. Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
All right. And the cause number ending in 5264, did you understand by pleading true to the violation, the court could find it true, grant the motion,
Yes, Your Honor.
and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison and up to a $500 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4 in that cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true in the cause number ending in 1478? The court can find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison and up to a $500 fine.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4 in that cause number?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Then each of the cause number, the court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, the proposed agreement is a 60-day jail sanction. Defendant to serve 90 days. For the
All right, and probation?
Judge, that's what we discussed, but I do defer to the court.
All right, I'm not going to follow this agreement. I'm going to revoke you. He was previously here on January 23rd, 2024 for the same violation. It was a violation of condition number 4. At that time, the court denied the motion, altered and amended his conditions to include CPS compliance, no contact, sober meetings, and the UA hotline, and we are back here again for the same thing, his not reporting. He doesn't want to report.
Your Honor, I think you'd like to address the court on that issue.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kevin Neufeld.
All right, what would you like to say?
I just wanted to let you know that I had a near death with my mom and family. She ended up getting a tracheotomy. At that point in time, it was March. I did report in February after getting out in January. I reported in March. I reported February, I believe. March was when she went to the hospital. She didn't get out until April. And then right immediately after that, I lost my nephew that I helped raise as a son. He was a month before his 26th birthday. He's just him and my son are 2 months apart. My son just turned 26 in April as well. And I just kind of going in shock. I didn't relapse or anything, and I did try to get a hold of my probation officer. I was just hoping to get reinstated, and it's the last chance I could have to just follow through with probation and be a success story for it.
All right, the court is going to revoke you in each cause number. Does anyone wish to speak to punishment?
State of recommend seven.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, would request the lowest you can give me, the minimum.
All right, and each cause number, the court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. Each cause number will run concurrently. And the cause number ending in 1478, there's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Deborah, Debra, Marie Neuenfeld, and Pamela Pettis. There's a $500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. And in the cause number ending in 5264, again, there's an affirmative finding of family violence. No contact with Deborah Marie Neuenfeld and Pamela Pettis. And there's a $500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, you do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Because in each of these cause numbers, this is a felony conviction and also an affirmative finding of family violence. You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
For Samuel Ramirez.
All right, and are you Samuel Ramirez? I'm gonna need you to speak up so I can hear you.
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Ramirez, the court reporter is taking down everything that everyone says. And if you don't respond, then she's not taking down anything. And I need to hear what you're saying, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, the defendant entered a no contest plea on September 6th. And a TAP evaluation was ordered. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. The court has had a chance to review the PSI report. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report?
No.
No, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just respectfully requesting the court follow the agreement.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, is there anything you wish to say to the court? All right, I have a few questions for you because you waive your right to remain silent. Could you raise your hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. So are you employed?
No.
So how old are you?
26.
How are you supporting yourself?
Financially.
Yes. No, how do you do that? Is there somebody else who's paying for you to have food, shelter, that clothing?
Savings and family.
I'm sorry?
Savings and family.
All right, so how much do you have in your savings?
I will not answer that.
I'm sorry?
I will not answer that.
Okay. All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to follow your agreement. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Amanda Ramirez. There's a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. Proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 100 hours of community service restitution. The hostility and aggression course. MIC caseload if applicable. Regular reporting in person or by Zoom. There's been no unsupervised contact with minors. Field visits field visits will be 3 times per month until further notice. If probation determines after 3 months that field visits are not necessary, then probation can have those field visits that they deem necessary. There's to be proof of employment or SSI within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. ISF, cognitive and substantive. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
Nothing from the state, Judge. No.
I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own, or I'm sorry, because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess, excuse me, sir, if you'll move. You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're going to be taken into custody for transportation to ISF, and you're to remain there until you're transferred. Yes, I want cognitive and substantive.
We're ready to proceed on pleading true to the allegations, but we're not in agreement with the
Outcome.
correct.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 3263 State versus Samuel Ramirez. Can I have parties announce?
Rick Peña for the state of Texas. Alfredo Ortiz for the defendant, Samuel Ramirez, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Ramirez?
Hmm.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Samuel Ramirez who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 3263 for the offense of assault, family, household, impeding breath or circulation on November 7, 2022 for a period of 3 years? Is that you? You're gonna need to speak up. All right, state,
Violation of condition number 4.
just 1 second. Guys, we're on the record, so if you could not talk behind the court reporter, because it makes it difficult for her to hear. All right, you may proceed.
Violation of condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Samuel Ramirez, then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of July, August, October, and November 2024, and violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
We'll waive the remaining violation, Your Honor.
Any objection to the state's waiver?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there proposed agreement? State, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, state's requesting 2 years imprisonment. This in TDC. Your Honor, we're asking for the court to alter and amend the conditions of probation. Mr. Ramirez realized that he made a bad mistake of not showing up for probation. He had transportation problems, but he acknowledges that he should have gone to probation. When he was arrested on this case, Your Honor, the victim on the case is the complaining witness is his sister. He was living with his sister and his mom. After this incident, he moved out and went to live with his dad, which mom and dad are divorced. And that was kind of one of the problems that arose, Your Honor, which Mr. Ramirez has mental health issues. I believe that he was scheduled to have a make evaluation, which I don't think ever took place. The family confirms that there's serious mental health issues. Mr. Ramirez has problems holding a job. However, Mr. Ramirez, which he's in court here with Mrs. Ramirez, they're separated, they're divorced, but they're both here. He has
What is his relationship with Amanda Ramirez?
brother and sister,
Okay,
and she doesn't want him to go to prison. None of the parents want him to
so
go.
why is he not reporting? You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Samuel Ramirez.
Why are you not reporting?
I had communication unavailable.
I'm sorry, what?
I had communication unavailable.
What do you mean you had communication unavailable?
Just cellular communication unavailable.
I'm sorry, what?
Cellular communication unavailable.
What do you mean? You did not have a cell phone? So why didn't you report to probation and let them know? You could have got on the bus and went to probation. No, I'm trying to figure out why I shouldn't revoke you. What have you done since you've been on probation? No, have you done anything? Let's start with this. All right, we know you didn't report because you said you did. Have you had employment?
No, but I've been searching.
I'm sorry, what?
No, but I've been searching for employment.
All right, so that's been since 2022. So you haven't had employment since 2022 and you've been searching for employment? All right, did you do any of your community service hours?
Yes, ma'am.
So you've done some community service hours, or you go somewhere and you work for free. You've done that?
I believe it was paid on.
All right, did you pay that because you didn't have employment? Who paid that for you? All right. So did you complete the hostility and aggression course? Did you, well, did you abide by field visits?
No, in person. Oh,
So-
is it include visits?
Field visits,
Yes.
that's where people come out to your house. No, I mean, did probation come out to your house and visit you? All right. So, I mean, he hasn't done anything since 2022, and it's 2025.
And I think it goes back to the mental health issues, Your Honor.
Well, I mean, how can anybody help him if he doesn't show up to be helped?
Yes, well, Your Honor, additionally, at the beginning of this month, we picked up 2 new charges there at large and unindicted cases for assault, choking second, and aggravated assault with deadly weapon.
The complainant, well, the alleged victim on that incident, Your Honor, is Mr. Ramirez. He decided not, he doesn't want to file any charges against his own son. He doesn't want him to go to prison either.
Well,
He's in court here also this morning, he's been here this morning, all morning.
all right, I'll hear from his father, but my problem is he hasn't done anything. Nobody can help somebody if they won't even do the minimum, and the minimum is showing up, and he hasn't done anything on probation. And maybe part of the problem is the family, instead of having him do his community service hours, they're paying for it. I mean, if you want to call him as a witness, I'll keep an open mind and listen to him.
I'm not trying to say defense is not being truthful, but we can't verify as well ourselves on our end who the victims of those cases are, because the cases being so new, they're not.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just want to, if he wants to come and testify,
I'll call Mr. Ramirez to the,
all right. Hello. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, I'm a little hard of hearing also.
Okay, no problem. You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Efren Ramirez.
All right, what do you want to tell me about your son?
He's been a good son until a couple of years ago, when he started changing, isolating himself, not talking to friends, not talking to family, not going out, not communicating. I miss my son, but he used to be. And he's not there. So we're seeking for help, you know?
Let me ask you this. Has he always looked like this?
No.
I mean, buffed up and everything?
His smile is gone.
No. I mean, his body type. Has his body type always been like that?
He's been exercising since he was pretty young.
No. But the body that I'm seeing right now, is that the way his body has always been of late? When did his body start being that way where he's super muscular? And let me just tell you where I'm going with this. Let me tell you where I'm going with this. Has he been using steroids?
Not to my knowledge. And I always asked him, he wasn't this big. When he was exercising, he was very lean and muscular. But in the last 6 months or so, he stopped exercising and just eating and not doing anything.
So he hasn't been exercising and he's still built that way.
Yeah, he's been
In
eating.
6 months.
He's been eating a lot.
Well, I mean, if he shouldn't be that muscular then.
Again, I work and we have weights at home. And for me to find out if he was doing exercise.
Miss, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to have a seat. Yeah.
I know that he loves exercising and he loves eating. But as far as any other kind of muscle enhancement, I don't know. I don't think so.
All right, just one moment. Deputy Laura? Can scroll up on that. All right, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So to my knowledge, he hasn't been using anything. He's just big. He's been big.
Okay. All right, any other questions?
Have you tried to attempt to get help, medical treatment for your son? Yes, I need to go to a health facility and I talked to the director and the director was willing to help. But unfortunately, it was it wasn't possible for us to make him come to this facility. And the director said that the only way that she would be able to help is, again, if he was back in here or back in jail, then she will come and request to give him some sort of help. And when the state says that he had an altercation on May the 3rd, are you the person that involved in that altercation? And the last altercation? Yes. Yes. And that was with your son? Yes. Do you want him to go to prison? I don't want him to go to prison. I want him to get the help needed. And if the judge decides to give him one more chance and place him back on probation, are you willing to ready to help your son some way? Always. And you own a business, correct? I do. And you, at one point, your son worked for you? Not only work, but I train him to do what I do for a living. And is that something that you will consider also if the judge puts him back on probation? Yes, I would. I'll pass the witness.
Any questions?
Yes, I'm sorry, so I didn't catch your first name?
My name?
Yes,
Efren.
Efren. I'll just call you Mr. Ramirez. Is that
I
okay?
can,
I'll just call you Mr. Ramirez. Is that
yes,
okay?
that's fine.
Okay, well, Mr. Ramirez, has your son ever assaulted your daughter before?
That was the first time that I know of.
Okay. And has he ever been violent or assaulted with you?
I was a little confrontational, I guess, but never physical.
Never physical. So has he ever attacked you with weapons?
No,
Has he ever tried to choke you?
no. I mean, not really. I mean, no, but I can recall.
Okay, so the incident that you were trying to describe earlier, that happened at the beginning of the month. Can you describe that a little bit more? What happened that day?
He had one episode where I guess he wasn't able to control himself because I brought a friend home, and he wasn't happy about that. And
So what did he do then? So what did he do then if he wasn't happy about that?
I'm sorry?
What did he do then if he wasn't happy about that?
He threw some furniture on the floor, and I just told him that, you know, what the issue was, and he wasn't communicating with me, so I don't know what was going on with him.
Okay, so what happened after he threw the furniture?
He threw me on the floor, and I told him that if that was a way for him to release that anger, you know, I didn't care, that he will always be my son and I'll always love him.
I understand. But you said he threw you on the floor?
Yeah.
How did he throw you on the floor?
I'm sorry?
How did he go about throwing you on the floor?
Well, I can't recall exactly, but
Well, let me help you out here. Did he grab you
yes,
with both hands?
I can't recall, but I know that I was on the floor.
Okay, so he grabbed you and somehow you ended up on the floor.
Right.
Okay. What happened after he threw you to the floor?
He,
Punched. How many times did he?
I cannot recall,
Where did he?
in the face.
How many times? Or excuse me, was it open hand or closed fist?
Again, I cannot recall.
Okay. Did he do anything else after that?
Roll around, and I started defending myself.
Okay, so you wrestled for a little bit?
Yes,
Okay, and what did you do to defend yourself?
just tried to push him away from me.
Were you able to do so?
Yes,
Okay, and what happened after you pushed him away from you?
he just got up and left, and I was left there.
Okay, you left what, the home?
Yes,
And what's the address of that home? Your address.
my address.
With your wife?
Again, only raising his voice, so just, you know, being tough, but nothing like that.
So he's been tough to your wife?
Just trying to. confront Objection, her, Your Honor. but He has never no physical. personal, objection, Your Honor. He has no personal knowledge about what's happened to the wife. They don't need to get.
Well, the foundation has to be laid if he has seen anything.
Seen any time?
No,
Okay,
I haven't.
all right. You testified earlier that if the judge granted him probation, again, gave him a second chance to try and give him the help that he needs.
Yes,
But why couldn't that help be given to him before?
because he wasn't willing to get the help. So I do want some sort of a plan or a recommendation to get him the help he needs.
And you think he'd be willing to do that now?
I cannot tell you, I cannot tell the future. I want him to,
You're wanting him to, but you don't know if he wants to, is what you're saying.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. I have no further questions. I'll pass the witness.
Any questions?
No further question for this witness, Your Honor, but I do want to call Mrs. Ramirez to.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for coming in and giving me some insight into your son. Thank you.
Mr. Ramirez?
All right. You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Lisette Ramirez.
All right. You may proceed. Yes.
If it helps her, she can put her bag on.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome.
All right. You'll need to keep your voice up so that the court reporter can hear and so that I can hear.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What do you want to tell me about your son?
My son is a wonderful son. My son changed after my divorce. Unfortunately, I am responsible to see my son go down this way.
So what is his issue?
My son.
How old is he?
angry. My son is just turned 29 and here last week. I truly believe that I have a great son and he needs to let that anger go. And he can be productive in this life and be useful to people like I am. I take care of elderly people every day. I love people. And I know my children, I have 2 other daughters, and they are professionals, RN, and one in finances. So my son always wanted to be a good sportman. That's why you see them build up this way. He was about, I think it's been like about 6 to 7 years when he worked on his own, no drugs, no nothing, just eating right on. He never liked fast food. He was always cooking and doing the best he could at home. Between siblings, they have always fights. Of course, he is a big guy. But in his mind, he's always had a future for him.
Okay, but you understand, yes, siblings fight, but you understand he's on deferred adjudication for choking his sibling, choking his sister.
I understand that.
So how old are his sisters?
Amanda is now 23
Mhm.
and Dana is 27.
All right, so he's 29 years old. It is not as though he is a 12-year-old or a person in high school who doesn't understand that his parents, their marriage didn't work out, they got a divorce. So I'm trying to figure out why this 29-year-old person who's standing before me, and he's been on probation since 2022, so that'll put him at 27 or maybe 26. Why is it a 26-year-old cannot report to probation, cannot do his community service hours? And he told me he didn't do his community service hours. His father paid it off for him at $7.25 per hour. So he hasn't done anything on probation. The only thing he has done, based upon the testimony that I've heard, is perhaps, and I'm not taking it as 100% true, but perhaps pick up new charges. That's all he's done. And they're violent charges. And the violence he has is against people who he claims that he loves. I'm assuming he loves them. So I don't understand. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. And the fact that you are divorced and maybe he took divorce hard. He's 29 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out why this is happening.
So I want to give you an example. Lately, he was living with his dad, but when he was living in my house, I gave him a present for Christmas. It was a nice scarf and a picture of him and I together on the good times. And when I entered his room, my son switched the picture and it was the family together. When he was younger, we were at the Dodgers Stadium because we live in California. So I knew that my son, who is hurting, is still hurting, has that anger that we're not together as a family. His sisters move out and he stayed behind. I guess we weren't enough supported to my son when he needed it the most. My son is depressed. He doesn't get out like any 20-year-old. Everybody wants to go out party, not my son. My son is in a dark room or either on his phone, watching TV. Nothing motivates my son. This is not normal. I truly believe there is something that my son needs that needs to be balanced in life. And I'm sure there is something out there. I am praying to God that there is, because my son does not believe in jail. I am asking for help. I'm devoted to take care of people. So I'm not expecting, but I'm hoping that my son gets to be somebody. I've been contacting people about what is it called, Dianetics, to see what can benefit my son, reading a book that can lift my son so that he can be somebody, improve the world, that he can be whatever he wants to be in this world.
Are you willing to accept your son into your house?
I love my son, and I cannot see my son on the street begging for money when he has a home, when he has parents that can fight for him.
All right, so let me just stop everybody right here. If I even continue him on probation, let me just tell you what, he's not going to be living with you. He's not going to be living with your husband because that hasn't worked out. And everybody, what it appears to the court is you, your husband, are treating him like the little boy in the photo that you're bringing up. That's a 29-year-old grown man who has not done anything. He got his father paying his community service hours off for him instead of him paying it. So he hasn't done anything. So if I were to continue him, and I'm not saying because I haven't made a decision yet, the whole thing with him living with you and living with his father or living with his sisters, that's off the table. That won't be happening because he needs to get a job. He needs to take responsibility for his own action, and 0 people can help him if he don't pick up the phone. He hasn't called probation in 2 years.
I understood that his father took him several times to the appointments. I don't know that his father had a complete view of when the appointments.
No, but see, here's the thing. That's the thing. You and his father are acting like you all are on probation. You're not. It is not his father's job to see that he gets to the probation office. He's 29 years old. And let's say when he started on probation, he was 27 or 26. It's not like he's 18. And when you come to this court and you're 18, you're an adult, but I understand, it's an 18-year-old. Maybe their brains are not fully developed about the consequences of their choices. He knows the consequences of his choices. And you all are still acting as though I should have done this for him. I should have done. At some point, guess what? It is no longer your fault. At some point, these are choices that he's making. Is he going to be 55 years old and you all are coming up in here 90 or however old you're going to be saying, you know what? He's still, it's the breakup that we had. He still can't handle it. At some point, his choices are his own. It's not anybody else's choices. It's not his dad's choice. It's not your choice. And what I can tell you is, if I were to continue him on probation, he's not living with you. He's not living with his father. He's a grown man. Y'all may continue. So I just wanted to cut you all off from that train of thought that he's going to be going back living with his parents, because that's going to be a big no. So you may continue.
I just wanted to tell you that my son at one point, he was on an anxiety pill. That was when he was in his teens. Of course, as he grew older, you know, he didn't take the pill anymore. I do have, unfortunately, I have in my family, depression, and I have, schizophrenia, and I have epilepsy. So I know there's somewhere in the line, some imbalance for my son to be acting this way. It's not just we're making it up or we're trying to cover up my son.
All
I
right.
just wanted to bring it to your attention.
No, I appreciate your insight. State any questions?
Mrs. Ramirez?
Yes.
A few questions for you, if you don't mind. You mentioned earlier that you believe this all began when you had a divorce, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember what year it was you got divorced?
I got divorced, I believe in 2011.
2011,
Yeah.
okay. So you feel he's been acting this way since 2011?
It's slowly but surely it has, I think. It slowly but surely got up there.
Okay, when did you notice it started to increase?
I started to notice when my son came back to San Antonio because he had left after, he left after college to Oklahoma and came back.
Did he come back? Do you remember the year?
I can't remember the year.
That's fine. You mentioned earlier that you feel that he's depressed.
Yes.
When did you first notice that?
I noticed when, like I said, he came back from Oklahoma, he got a job. And then he had a very nice car and he had an awful accident. Well, my son fainted over here by the airport and his car got totaled. And
Do you think the accident had something to do with his mental state as well?
could it be?
Okay. Did you ever try and get your son help?
When he went to a cardiologist and they checked him out really quick, but was nothing like really
Well,
mental.
okay, I was about to say, I should have probably asked a better way. Did you ever try and get your son help for his mental health issue in the past?
Well, by that time, my son was already growing. I couldn't take him by the hand.
Did you
That's the
suggest
issue
anything?
we're having.
All right, but did you ever suggest to him that maybe he could use some mental health help?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Has he ever formally been diagnosed with depression by a doctor or anything
No.
like that?
No,
Okay. Has he ever been aggressive with you in any way, physically?
no.
Okay. I'll pass the question.
Well, I got just one question. Has he ever been aggressive with other people in the community?
No neighbors, no nothing, not even the policeman when he came to pick him up, nothing.
No further questions.
All right, thank you so much for coming in
Thank
and talking
you.
with me. All right, any other questions?
Nothing from the staff.
All right. All right, you're asking that he be continued and state, what are you requesting?
Based on the new charges, based upon history you just heard, this case, we're asking for 2 years prison.
All right, and probation, what is probation's recommendation?
The recommendation on the court summary is for revocation.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty, revoke. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Amanda Ramirez, therapeutic community, $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. 2 years in the prison, and the court will give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, you have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction and affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, the state asked for 2 years. I would have given you 8 because you have done absolutely nothing on probation. You're 29 years old. It's not your parents' fault. It's nobody's fault but your own. At some point in time, if you had a difficult childhood, it's like how many more years or how old must you be till it gets to the point where these are your choices, they're not your parents. You're 29. Your parents are divorced. Guess what? They're not getting back together. This is not like a Disney movie where something went weird and the parents are gonna come together and decide they love each other. Not gonna happen. They're not getting back together. You're gonna have to accept that and move on. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. Thank you.
Terms of your release. Do you understand the rights and penalties that you have in front of you, Mr. McLeod?
Sure. I was under the impression that this was all gonna be over with by now that we're.
Nope.
in
Nope.
agreement.
All right, Mr. McLeod, and also, so you know the rights and penalties that I outlined for you, you understand those?
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Varga, do you know how he wishes to proceed?
No, he indicated he would enter something.
Mr. McLeod, you're indicating you want to represent yourself?
Well, I thought that can I say a couple things first?
No.
Okay,
You can answer my questions.
sure.
Are you saying you want to represent yourself?
They have been doing that the whole time.
You've been doing that the whole time. Under Ferretta v. California, 1975, U.S. Supreme Court, defendant has the constitutional right to represent himself. He has, in this case, unequivocally asserted that right in prior hearings and validly waived his right to counsel. However, self-representation may be denied where the defendant disrupts, unduly inconveniences, or burdens the court and the administration of the court's business. That's 1976, Michigan Supreme Court, People v. Anderson. Even the Ferretta case, the U.S. Supreme Court said the right of self-representation is not a license to abuse the dignity of the courtroom. Neither is it a license not to comply with the relevant rules of procedural and substantive law. Here, while representing himself, defendant refused to accept mail from the clerk's office. When that happened, I directed staff to resend the mailing directly from the court, giving him the benefit of the doubt. Because he was representing himself, he would surely accept something from the court. He again refused, writing in red lettering on the envelope, return to sender, and offer to contract is denied. Defendant had someone file a document on his behalf in his case called a letter rogatory for relief, which was legal nonsense, accusing the court of fraudulently using this case as some sort of security against his trust, claiming that all judges are foreign agents and or employees of the International Monetary Fund, which is absolutely absurd, and demanding that he be placed on some non-existent do not detain list. This is not the first time that this defendant has disrupted this court's business. One time I had to hold Mr. McLeod in contempt for refusing to answer my questions during his initial waiver of counsel. After that contempt, we were able to complete the waiver process and I allowed him to represent himself. But at those subsequent hearings, he repeatedly interrupted the proceedings. He repeatedly persisted in arguments, even after being heard and ruled against. And now he has refused to participate in the court process by rejecting court mailings while purporting to represent himself. So I have now lost any confidence, Mr. McLeod, that you are able to represent yourself in this matter without disrupting the court's business or making a mockery of the court proceedings. Therefore, as this case moves forward, I am revoking your right to represent yourself, and I'm appointing Mr. Virgo to represent you as a lawyer.
Okay, let's just do Virgo here.
If the Office of Assigned Counsel determines that Mr. McLeod is not indigent or is only partially indigent, that office may petition this court under the applicable statute for contribution from Mr. McLeod for the cost of representation. So, Mr. Varga, you want us to set this for a hearing then?
I do.
All right, Mr.
Not guilty.
All right, Mr. McLeod will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf as to the contempt. So we have to schedule this for a docket call on the underlying case, which is still pending, and on the contempt hearing. I'll schedule that for August 20th at 10 a.m. I also have to advise you, Mr. McLeod, that I canceled your jury trial date and gave that date to somebody else who was here. So your trial on August 8th and 9th will not occur. I will next see you on August 20th at 10 a.m. Anything as to release Mr. Varga?
Does the court want to entertain a bond on this matter, Your Honor? To my understanding, Mr. McLeod is a local resident and he has met, with the exception of the last court date, that he tells me that he thought the case was resolved, although obviously it was not. He has appeared for most of his prior court dates. All. Okay. And he's employed locally, Your Honor. I think perhaps if the court would set a modest monetary bond, that would ensure future. I will not have to. I assure you.
Mr. Juliet? And I would ask that bond remain revoked. He is, what I'm told, rejecting the court's mailings of the notice to appear. I mean, I think that's just a blatant violation of
Can I speak on that?
the court rule. So he's made it clear he doesn't want to take this serious. I would ask that bond remain revoked. All right, Mr. McLeod, is there something you wanted to tell me?
I wanted to speak on that, the mailing stuff. I do that with all my junk mail, and I'm really sorry if that happened to one of your letters.
Don't make it worse by lying to me right now, Mr. McLeod. You wrote clear things on that mailing that indicate sovereign citizen types of defenses that you thought you were asserting. It's not that this was junk mail. Don't make it worse. Don't make it worse by lying.
I apologize to you for maybe listening to some of the wrong information when I don't.
Well, you're a grown person, Mr. McLeod, and I hope you're learning an important lesson in civics.
Can I just say this?
You said what you wanted to say.
Before you make your decision, can I say this? I have a job right now that's completely exposed to the weather. I've got $40,000 worth of windows coming this week to this job. I really invested in this job, and my client really rely on me. This would be a really big problem if I get this revoked. Have to stay.
All right, well, Mr. McLeod, it's a shame you had to learn a civics lesson the hard way here. You are a citizen with rights and freedoms, but you also have responsibilities in a society where other citizens live alongside you. That includes obeying the laws that the people pass through their representatives. For example, the people are entitled to pass a law that says they don't want folks operating boats under the influence of alcohol. You think that law doesn't apply? It does.
That wasn't.
And when a law enforcement officer sees you violating that law, you can't resist arrest without consequence. When you are alleged to violate those laws, Mr. McLeod, there's a third branch of government that does exist. And it exists for the orderly resolution of those disputes, those allegations, with full protection of your rights, as opposed to some kind of vigilante justice system. You may not agree with this, but this court has diligently tried to protect your rights and afforded you a respectful and lawful process. You have disrupted and ignored that process. You have disrespected that process time and again. That subjects you now to contempt of court and revocation of bond. Most people, Mr. McLeod, learn this lesson the easy way, but it seems that you now have to learn it the hard way. You're remanded into custody of the Chagrin County Sheriff, and will next see you, sir, with your lawyer, Mr. Wergo, on August 20th at 10 a.m.